Some people tap their feet, some people snap their fingers, and some people just sway back and forth. I just sort of do them all together, I guess.
And now here is Elvis Presley.
I got news for you, baby.
So excited, I can't wait.
I think Presley was a star.
Well, heard the news.
Oh, he's such a sexy person. He will always be the king no matter what.
Movie company Warner Brothers has released the official trailer for the Elvis Presley biopic that will have a worldwide release in cinemas only on June 24, 2022.
There are some who'd make me out to be the villain of this here story.
Let's don't let a good thing die.
Are you born with destiny? Or does it just come knocking at your door?
He's a young singer from Memphis, Tennessee. Give him a warm hayride welcome, Mr. Elvis Presley.
Get a haircut, buttercup.
In that moment, I watched that skinny boy transform into a superhero. He was my destiny. I wish to promote you, Mr. Presley. Are you ready to fly?
I'm ready. Ready to fly.
Tomorrow, all of America will be talking about Elvis Presley.
Try not to move around so much during the tape.
I can't move, I can't sing. Some people wanted to put me in jail the way I was moving.
They might put me in jail for walking across the street, but you're a famous white boy.
The way he sang is God-given, so there can't be nothing wrong with it.
Senator Kennedy has been shot. Martin Luther King has been shot to death in Memphis.
That's all right for you.
Tragedy, but it has nothing to do with us.
It has everything to do with us.
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch.
Reverend once told me, when things are too dangerous to say, sing. I'm gonna be 40 soon, and nobody's gonna remember me. I need to get back to who I really am. And who are you, Elvis? I just gotta be making the most of this thing while I can. This can all be over in a flash.
We are the same, you and I. We are two odd, lonely children reaching for eternity. The greatest show on earth.
Here is some additional info from director Baz Luhrmann and actor Austin Butler, who plays the role of Elvis Presley. What Luhrmann wanted to do was to tell a story about America that included Elvis jumping the race line during the emerging civil rights movement. Luhrmann said he learned how much black music and culture were essential to the story of a musical legend who was surprisingly spiritual. Luhrmann said one of the challenges was showing a modern audience how strange and shocking the young Elvis was to audiences more familiar with country music, with his rock and roll look, swiveling hips and singing style. He was the original punk in some regards. He was wildly provocative, and there were really riots. The relatively poor quality of Elvis's early recordings, in mono and somewhat nostalgic, required inventive thinking for the singing scenes. We came up with an unusual language, a musical language for the film. Austin would sing all the young Elvis. But from the 60s on, we would blend it with the real Elvis, so when you hear In the Ghetto, it's Elvis. Austin Butler said he originally tried to replicate Elvis's voice, but realized his performance had to be an interpretation rather than an impersonation. For maybe a year before we even started shooting, I was doing 6-7 days a week of voice coaching and working with different experts and just trying to get the register to be in the right place and the dialect and the way he inflects and everything. But ultimately we realized the life is what's important. You can impersonate somebody, but to find the humanity and the life within and the passion and the heart, I had to release myself from the constraints of that. The movie is thought likely to get a splashy premiere at the Cannes Film Festival in May. In the Elvis Presley News Report of April 2021, I showed that the Hagstrom V2 guitar, which Elvis played extensively in his 1968 comeback special, was sold for $500,000.
Jeff, let me say it. Are we
Last
done?
chance. Anybody else?
Be sure we're done. Can I say it?
Go for it.
Say it then.
Sold!
$500,000, thank you.
You know what? Whoever bought that guitar, I hope you let me know who you are right away, because you just bought an exceptional piece of history. Congratulations.
Including the 25% buyer's premium, the buyer had to pay $625,000. Now it has been revealed that the buyer is guitarist Steve Stevens. Stevens is a close friend of singer Billy Idol, and in the true way and spirit of Elvis, Steve Stevens gave the guitar to his fellow musician and friend Billy Idol. I think he said something in the vein of "Have a happy Elvis Presley Day" and handed over the guitar. And while Billy Idol was just being happy with Elvis's guitar, Steve Stevens headed back home to his wife Josie Stevens to play a game of Yahtzee with her. Or perhaps they played the game Pin the Tail on the Donkey. On March 1st, LEGO released an Elvis art mosaic. The set contains 3,445 pieces and includes instructions for 3 different portraits. Each portrait is 40 by 40 centimeters and can be hung up or stood up. But there is an Easter egg feature, as there is a secret hidden large artwork as seen in this image. But therefore you will need to combine 3 of these sets. The downside to this story is that the set is expected to retail for $120. Jerry Schilling turned 80 years old on February 6, 2022. Jerry is one of the last men standing of Elvis's Memphis Mafia. When Joe Esposito passed away, Jerry more or less took his position next to Priscilla to promote and preserve Elvis's legacy on behalf of Elvis Presley Enterprises. One of his claims to fame was being introduced to President Nixon when Elvis visited the White House. In 2006 he published his book Me and a Guy Named Elvis. Congratulations, Jerry! Graceland will open 4 new exhibits in 2022. In January opened Rock On, a pop-up replica guitar exhibit in partnership with Gibson Guitars. On May 7, Elvis Dressed to Rock, featuring Elvis's stagewear from 1969 to 1977. On June 7, Graceland Welcome to My World, in celebration of the 40th anniversary of Graceland opening to the public. And Dear Elvis, an exhibit honoring Elvis fans which will open in August just in time for Elvis Week 2022. On March 25th, an exhibition about Vincent van Gogh will open at the 20,000 square feet Graceland Exhibition Center, which is used for non-Elvis exhibits. The exhibition is titled Beyond Van Gogh and runs through to June 5th. Hello everybody, it's Emiel Maier and it's trivia time. The answer to last month's trivia question was that little Egypt has 7 kids and she has a picture of a cowboy tattooed on her spine saying Phoenix, Arizona 1949. Now this month we're not doing a trivia question, but I would love to hear your favorite Elvis song that was recorded in the 1950s. And yes, I know that this question is a bit unfair, as it is like asking you who is your favorite child. Nevertheless, I would like to compile a top 10 of songs that are submitted by my viewers. You can nominate just one song, and I have to be strict. If you come up with multiple song choices, then your entry won't count. Now let me start this list with my favorite Elvis song from the 1950s. Today I would like to go for the fast version of Ain't That Lovin' You Baby that was released in 1985. But if you would ask me the same question tomorrow, then you probably get a different answer. Place your answer in the comments. Goodbye. In the Elvis Presley News Report of February 2022, I showed you one of Elvis's Cadillacs that was auctioned for 77,000 euros on January 15, 2022. Paul Gwynn reacted in the comments section to this news item. This is what he wrote. This is the Cadillac that I witnessed Elvis getting into the front seat on the evening of August 9, 1975 after a pro football game at Liberty Bowl Stadium in Memphis. I was only 16 at the time. The following short interview was done during that game from a press box suite where Elvis was seated. I had never heard this interview before, so I would like to share it with you. This is the last known public interview from Elvis.
Elvis Presley, last time we talked to you, the Hornets were able to get a touchdown, but now I see you're up here rooting for these Memphis Southmen. You might bring them back.
Well, you know, I was rooting for the Southmen, but the Hornets are really playing a great game, though.
They're really a good ball club, Elvis.
Yeah.
How often do you get a chance to get out and see? I know you're awfully busy.
Well, I come here every time they play here in town.
Listen, if I tell you I like your car, will you buy me a Cadillac? Come on, I'm going to like your car. You're going to buy me a Cadillac.
That wasn't me. It was another guy.
Hello everybody, this is Emiel Maier on a very chilly February Saturday morning, telling you that we are going to do some major changes around the house, because since we moved here about 18 months ago, we are just one room short, and that room is my room. So now I'm making the videos in the bedroom of my 12-year-old daughter, which is not an ideal situation, so I really need a space of my own once again to make the best videos for you. Now, the real interesting part, which is this little building, because this is our garage and over there you'll see the door to our shed. Now, the garage will be converted into an office unit and we are going to heighten this little building with about 40 centimeters. And this window has to go and it will be replaced by a larger window, and that side will be filled with bricks, and in the middle we'll have a nice door at the same size of our kitchen door. Let's go inside and take a look at the garage, how it looks right now. As you can see, it's there is a lot of rubbish in it right now, but when the office space will be finished, we have about 14 square meters of room. And let me show you what we have done so far, because this is the spot where the separation wall was. Now, as you can see, here is my foot, and we are going to extend the room with about 40 centimeters, so it'll be around here. The roof will be raised with about 40 centimeters, so it will give much more height, and the floor will get floor heating. So that it'll be nice for my little feet. The shed won't be a lot of change, and well, this is the view right now, you know, on a very chilly February Saturday morning in 2022. That's all for this month. Hope to see you next time. Until then, have a happy Elvis Presley Day.
You have a happy